Okay guys, so we're back and let's work on the Lacuna table. So let me just clear my screen here. Move this guy off the screen. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so I can kind of see. Okay, so when I look at this thing, I can make it with a series of boxes that I can stack on top, and let's do that. Let's try to keep it simple for now. Obviously, there's different ways of doing them, and you will kind of discover as we learn more Rhino modeling techniques. But for now, let's just keep it simple. So let's start off with a rectangular base. Let's say that this is like 18 inches by 30, 24, 24, 24, 6 feet. Okay, so 18 inches by 6 feet. So if I click somewhere here, I want to go 6 feet this way and 18 inches that way, right? So if I type in 6 feet, the actual, because right now I'm in inches, comma 18, I'm going to get a table that's kind of looks funky like that. And I'm going to describe to you why. So when I typed in 6 and 18, it went from here, from 0, absolute value, 6 feet, and then 18 inches. But since I started my rectangle here, at this point, and my 6 feet and 18 inches is at that point, it gave me a much larger rectangle, which is a problem. So you guys have really two options in doing this. Here, let me move this to the side. So when I go to my rectangle, instead of just clicking randomly on any screen, any part of the screen, I can type 0, enter. That starts my box at 0, 0. And at that point, I can go 6 feet, comma, 18, enter. And then maybe it's 2 inches thick. So I can do that. But when you start to do more complex models, you may not be able to draw exactly from 0, 0 all the time. Maybe you need to draw it somewhere off the screen. In order to draw it off the screen, but yet still be able to key in a certain value, this is what you would do. So you're going to go to rectangle again. You click here. Now instead of typing 6 feet by 18 feet, which will make the box this large, you're going to type at. So Shift 2 on the keyboard, which is the at symbol, which then establishes my point here as the new temporary 0, 0. So now I can go 6 feet, comma, 18, and 2 inches. And now you've created a rectangle from the place where you started to click. So we call this relative positioning, where this is absolute 0, 0. So now now you've learned how to create objects from a relative position or from 0, 0. Okay? So I'm just going to keep this because it's already here. And I know this 2 inches is probably a little too thick, so let me just Control Shift. And I'm going to click the blue arrow once and go -1. And it just drops it down, right? So you can start to model relatively accurately if you really needed to. I'm going to go to the front. Where is it? So I'm going to hold down Alt, bring in one shelf, then bring the other shelf. So now I have that. Maybe the top shelf should be a little bit lower. I'm going to make these side vertical pieces. And right now I have snap on, which is right here, O snap. So it's going to be interesting where I snap to. So let's just experiment. I'm going to click here and then snap away, and then let's just type 2. And let's see where that ended up at. Okay. So it snapped to the nearest point that it clicked. It could have snapped here, 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 here. There could have been a lot of points that it could have snapped to, but it snapped to the nearest point. And that's okay, because we're going to just kind of move it down, and we're gonna edit this thing anyway. And there's other tricks making sure that you're snapping to the right spot, but we'll get to that later. Or also when you move, so you're going to type in move command. You could click on this point and then you can move it to that point so that you're actually perfect. And then shift control again to pick that face. And let's just make it about this thick. Shift control and then pick that face. I'm going to go to move command. Click that. Do that. So you can see now I'm kind of taking more care and kind of making it more accurate, if you will. Let's rotate this thing. Click that, go to move, snap there to there. Okay. So my table is coming together. I need 2, 3, 4. So I'm simply going to copy this guy, Alt, copy one here. And again, if you were designing this table and you wanted the spacing to be very specific, you're gonna create some guidelines and then you're gonna snap to them. But for now, I'd like you guys to just kind of rip away at this and keep just practicing modeling. So you can see this table has some solid panels in the back. So let's just go ahead and create these solid panels. All right, so from the front view, let's just kind of create the back. I think what I'm going to do is just keep it simple for now. And I'm just going to click from here to, let's say, here, because I can snap to that point. And then I'll just type 1 to make it 1 inch thick. And then I will make another one from here to here, type 1 inch thick. Actually, I'm dumb. I should have clicked from here to here, but no matter. So let's now move it in place because I have it in 2 different places. What is that? Get out. So I will take that and I will move it. And I'll move that to, let's say, to the inside of that. That does not look good. All right, I'm going to be super anal here, but I think I'm going to. What's interesting is that second box I created, because I went to the inside, snapped to the objects way in the back of the box. So anyway, let me get in here. Come on. I'm going to go to wireframe. And I'm going to move. Oops. That point to that point. I'm actually being a little bit more fickle with this one just because I want to continue to add skill sets to you guys. And so here's my model here, and I want to move this face into this line there. So, you know, and again, like I've said, there's dozens of different ways of modeling this project. So then I got it kind of exactly at that inset. So then I can move the whole thing in now. The shortcut key for that was Control-Alt-S for shaded mode. And so now I have the Lacuna table pretty close, at least a cousin. I'm not going to, well, maybe we should do that. Let's see how you guys feel and whether you guys can continue to watch this demo. Let's do these legs here. I'll just go through the top and just kind of blow it through the top. I think it's going to be maybe about that big, and I don't know, 15 inches. Again, if you hear my dog, excuse me, I am making this demo at home. Let's just make sure it's the right height and stuff, that way I don't have to edit it 4 times. So here's this guy. I am going to select that face there and kind of jam it in there. Control Shift and select that face, bring it down for the leg. So I think that's good for my 4 legs there, which it has. So I'm going to take this to make a copy, select that, make a copy, and then I have a couple of shorter legs on the bottom. So what I'll do, sucker there. Can I do that? Nope. I was just trying to be lazy, guys, but I think I gotta move it out so I can see the face. And I selected both legs, that's back there. And yeah, that's close enough. I'm good. Alt first. All right, so there you go. So let's go ahead and make these little recess parts. Why not? We're here. Demo's going to be almost over. So Control Alt S, which gives us shaded mode, which we can kind of see through. We are going to make a, you know what? I'll introduce you to another tool. We are going to do a rectangle with rounded rectangle. So I'll just come here and do it. So first you create your rectangle, you click, and then you drag, and then you click, and then you start to drag again to create a circle, right? So I'm going to go somewhere around right there, click. So now I have what we call curves in Rhino. These are called curves. It's not a 3D model or a surface or a solid. It's literally a drawing, line drawing in space. So what we want to do is we want to use that as a template to extrude a solid object. So we're going to type extrude curve, oops, get out of there, extrude curve, this guy, enter. It's going to ask me to select a curve, so I select that, enter, and then I can just drag out a solid, just like that. And what I want to do there is to put this in and just push it in so that it doesn't blow through the back of my back panel. And now I can make copies. One there, and again, you can place it exactly what you want. If you can draw your reference line and snap to it, you know, or all these other techniques. And then I'll select all 3 and maybe place it like right down there. So now we're going to do a Boolean operation. We're going to say Boolean difference. And what do we want to subtract from? Oops. That's this guy here, right? Enter. And then what we want to subtract with is this guy, that guy, and that guy. And then delete input here. You're going to click on that to toggle yes, so it'll get rid of these 3 little nubs. Oops, enter, and there you go. So, and of course the curve is still here, which you can delete, which is okay, but there you go. So now you have a little recess pocket in there, and you have the Lacuna table. Awesome, guys. Thanks for listening in, and we will see you guys on the next video.